Hello, everyone. And on this Business Spotlight, I'm joined by a small business technology advocate who's David Clelland. He's the CEO of Olivia. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
Interesting name for a business, Olivia. Where did that come from?
We went through quite a few different names to begin with, and then we kind of moved on to the AI aspect of it and Smart Assistant, and Olivia just landed as a nice name. It happens to be my niece's name, which poses a problem sometimes. But we just wanted to give her a name.
And Olivia is nice.
Just a familiar intro to a technology that you would use for your business.
So try and break it down for us then. So for the uneducated like me, what is it your business does? What do you help with?
So Olivia really sits as a small business administrative assistant. So all the kind of mucky work that a business owner may not like doing or doesn't really think about doing in the initial stages of setting up a business and even through running your business. So bookkeeping, payroll, banking, all the administrative stuff in the background. And Olivia is a conversational AI, so an application on your phone that you can just talk to, kind of like Siri or Alexa. Just an assistant you can talk to who autonomously gathers all of that data and works with it autonomously.
How can it gather the data?
We connect to relevant APIs that you might use in your business, but we really focus on business owners that are starting out. So we've built the bookkeeping systems in the background. So we just gather all that information from APIs. Running my businesses, I mean, I've always run small businesses. My background's hospitality. And then I got into software development because we found that pretty much all of our managers in any of our restaurants were spending a lot of time in the back office or in the office, either building schedules or rotas and doing payroll and analyzing financial statements and putting together information for stakeholders and shareholders like us. And I just constantly wondered, well, is there not a central place that I can log into and get all of that information? Because your information is flying around everywhere, your point of sale, your bookkeeping platform, your bank. So Olivia connects to all of that, and you just need to ask her the information that you want, and she goes and gets it and delivers it to you by voice.
So does that negate the need for, I guess, a bookkeeper or an accountant, or what does that mean?
I'd love to be diplomatic on that, but yes. Yes.
And I guess what would the accountants counter to that be? What can they do that Olivia can't?
I think, and I do write on LinkedIn, I do write a lot about, I mean, the conversation of AI at the moment is massive. Everybody's talking about it. Trustworthiness. I just posted an article today on trust in AI and accountability, and where does that trust lie? How can we really hold a technology or an artificial intelligence accountable for giving us information? And I think a bookkeeper, I think in the interim to AI becoming fully autonomous, which I think is still out for debate, you're still going to need human input. So rather than, Olivia's really doing the calculations and the grunt work, for want of a better expression. And if you still want an accountant or an advisor, then somebody sitting there to give you real human advice is still important. I think even as a small business owner, it's a lonely place when you're out there on your own.
Yeah.
And even just having someone to talk to. Yes, Olivia is a conversational AI, but she's there to be able to get that data for you, to be able to submit your self-assessment, be able to figure out your income tax, be able to figure out your VAT bill, be able to connect to all these APIs. We connect to HMRC and Companies House. But I think being able to get somebody's opinion on something, or a professional's insight into that data, then yeah, I don't think that'll ever really go away.
Because I guess the output's only as good as the input, and unless I'm mistaken, what I'm hearing is the input's still done by a human. Is that right? For Olivia to then pull the data at some point later?
I mean, in certain points, not as far as having to log into any kind of bookkeeping interface and input anything. No, I mean, the nuances of it are if you were to be emailed an invoice, then we use a system called OCR, optical character recognition, where Olivia reads that invoice and then puts all of those details into the relevant points, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and how does she read that? Is it all done, like, I mean, really go back to basics. Is it all done like in the computer? So I open an email, open an invoice, and does Olivia automatically do it, or do I need to hit a button or what?
No, Olivia automatically does it.
Right, okay. And so do you find when you're onboarding new clients and people, are they kind of cautious about the technology, or are they quite with it? They're quite comfortable with it?
I think that, I mean, we're finalizing the build at the moment. We're pre-revenue. We've got a lot of what we would call early adopters. So really what we are targeting is people that are they're happy to kind of test it out with us, and they do understand it a little bit more than the wider audience. But yeah, I think, and rightly so, I think any small business owner is slightly apprehensive of onboarding any new technology. But the direction that we've come is that this is really hopefully the only technology that you will need. And onboarding is a huge focus for us, to try and make it as seamless and as easy as possible. I've been there before as well, where even changing software, looking at possibly changing any SaaS that you use, a lot of the time a business owner would rather not change over because of that transfer of data or the onboarding process, which is again why we're kind of embedding it all into one system.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I talk to business owners day in, day out, and even sometimes just changing an accountant can be a faff.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a big education piece around about the transition to AI.
Yeah, and when that data's, I mean, let's face it as well, there's a good majority of small businesses who are still to even digitize even simply their bookkeeping systems, which will become mandatory. And I think HMRC have pushed it back to 2026 on a sliding scale, where you will have to use some kind of software to run your books. Some people might still do it with paper and pen.
Do you know, yeah, I did come across somebody who did that recently, and I've been using Xero, that's my choice, for so long, and it's so easy. You just think, oh my goodness, why would you do it paper and pen? But everyone's different.
So I mean, I think the easiest way to look at Olivia on that particular aspect, on the bookkeeping, on something like Xero, you wouldn't need to log into Xero ever again.
Right, okay.
Olivia connects up to everything. So whether it's a dedicated email that your invoices go to, so you tell your suppliers to email their invoices to X email, which as a larger business, it could be accounts@yvonneweb.com anyway.
Yeah.
And likewise, when you send invoices, Olivia can send invoices and schedule your appointments as well. So we just connect to diaries. It's all connected up to the APIs.
So let's play this out then, just to bring it to life for people, because clearly it's clear in your head, but for the rest of us trying to get ahead of it. So I'm sitting with a coaching client and I want to talk to them about their numbers. And let's say we want to look at their balance sheet or their P&L or what their net profit was over a certain time period. Would we just literally ask Olivia those questions?
Yes.
And I'd get a fairly concise answer?
Yeah. If that data has been handled, and assuming that you've been using Olivia for the past year and all of that data has been coming to Olivia, then yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If you wanted to know, what our sales were, what were my final sales last month, then Olivia would be able to give you a figure.
And would you be able to import data from prior to me using Olivia to get a historic view so we can see a like for like?
For some, so Xero is quite good at that. We can do a data dump. So if you are switching over from Xero to Olivia, then we can take that data from Xero and put it into Olivia and see your business from the point that you started using Xero. Some of the others, Sage isn't too good at that, and QuickBooks is pretty good as well. So some of them are really developer friendly, and some of them are still getting there.
Okay.
But yes, in an ideal world, we can, and on certain systems.
On certain systems, yeah. And then if I was sitting wanting to look at, so I would sit with the client, and often I'll quick look at cash flow forecast to see what the next 6 or 12 months are looking at. And quite often we'll use prior knowledge to figure out what percentage of sales are going to fall in which month to make an educated guess on a forecast. Would it be able to do anything in the future based on that kind of stuff, or is that coming in the future?
We're looking at that. It's not. It's. I'd like to say it's top of mind. Predictive analytics is definitely something that is top of mind for any kind of artificial intelligence. But I think I'd kind of circle back to the point. Initially, I'd circle back to the point of you can get all that data. You could ask Olivia to email you that P&L as well, just like you would download a P&L from Xero by logging onto it, or when you filter requests if you want to know certain dates. So all of this is conversational with Olivia. And I think we would love to be able to do predictive analytics. We will get there, but we need a lot of data to be able to do that. And there are a lot of conversations around ethics and bias. But I would circle back to the point of, I would leave that to the business. So currently, I would leave that to the business owner and their financial advisor or their accountant or bookkeeper to do so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a handle on it. So who would be good people for you to speak to right now? If there's, mainly startups or people starting in business or in business infancy?
People start. We're really focused at the moment. We're really focused on self-employed, kind of zero employee businesses.
Yeah.
Because you're wearing a million different hats, and I think that's where we can come in and help initially for someone to just start their own business. And it goes from, I look out the window and I see, 6 or 7 small businesses, whether it's a local window cleaning company or whether it's somebody building timber outbuildings and gardens, or joiners or landscapers. So it's really businesses like that we're looking at, that full customer facing. I guess that's any business, but these guys and girls that are full customer facing, and it's really them solo on their own, and where Olivia just takes care of the background of it all and essentially helps them get to grips with it, but also stay compliant.
Yeah,
you really have to be doing this. It's you're financially responsible to do it.
Yeah, and you're talking to such a
responsible.
Yeah, you're talking to such a massive market as well, because there's so many in that small end of the SME market.
Yeah, 5.5 million businesses in the UK, small businesses from 0 to 49 employees.
Yeah,
that's like 99.8% of the economy, or the business economy. It's mad. Small businesses are the backbone. It'd be remiss not to say that. And 0 to 9 employees is around 4.9 million. So the big chunk is these guys are folk like us as well, who are going from that 0 to hero. Hopefully you can get 250 employees. Sometimes you don't want 250 employees.
Yeah.
The goals in my business might be to have my own business and be able to see my kids more, or be able to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. The goals are different.
Yeah.
But the way that you manage your business is all the same. And quite frankly, it's data at the end of the day. And if you do want to grow, then great. If you don't and you want to sustain, but I mean, you do see a lot of people just giving up because they either can't get the customers or raise the capital. We would love to be able to help get customers for Olivia. We see that as the #1 priority for any business, is getting customers.
Yeah.
But we also see that Olivia directly can't yet help you get customers. But the second, third, fourth, fifth priority of staying compliant and doing my numbers, we can help with all of that so that the business owner can focus on getting those customers. And I'm super passionate about small businesses. I love seeing people start their own business. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
And we engage quite a lot with the likes of Business Gateway, and I've always wanted to know, when you make that call to Business Gateway, or you have that, like, wait a minute, how many windows are in this village? Like, I could start a window cleaning business. And you do the math and you're like, wait, if I charge £10 for each house, how many houses are there? And you know, simple stuff like that. And could I make a living? I need to make £50,000 a year, or £30,000 a year. And that's what I mean. So that might be the goals initially on starting your business.
Yeah.
But when you make that initial call to something like Business Gateway and you get told that you need to write your business plan and look at marketing and maybe get Xero or Sage or QuickBooks, there's so many decisions to make. There's so many things to look at. And how many people actually end up just saying, do you know what? I'm just going to stick with that job that I don't know if I really like, but this just seems like too much of a hassle.
Yeah.
And with AI and technology now, it shouldn't have to be. It really shouldn't have to be that much of a chore to come up with a good idea and start a business.
So people are interested. Is it okay to have a conversation with you now, or when are you launching officially? What's the?
We always want to talk to business owners. We always want to talk to self-employed and business owners, because at the end of the day, we're building it for them. We want to be able to build an assistant or an AI tool for them. And I probably, to put it in its simplest terms, AI is such a buzzword at the moment. We've been working on it for longer than before ChatGPT came out, and it all just blew up. But really, Olivia, at the end of the day, whether we use AI systems or OCR or any of these technological terms, Olivia is just an assistant on your phone that can help you get that information and get you from having an idea to starting your business, or just if you've already got a business, freeing up your time on your back office stuff. Whether you need to go and find a bookkeeper, I've spoken to small businesses where, normally it's the spouse or the partner or the daughter or the son that's sitting doing the books, and they've got to do a crash course on Udemy, on Xero. With Olivia, you don't really need to do anything to learn about your bookkeeping. You just talk to her.
And best way to get in touch with you? Are you hanging about on LinkedIn quite a lot these days?
I am hanging about on LinkedIn quite a lot, more so now, but I'm really keen to engage in conversation about how small business owners feel about the technological landscape. Are they getting anxious? Are they getting worried? Is it scary? And yeah, hanging about on LinkedIn, or simply throw me an email at david@getolivia.io.
Sounds good. And look, some great nuggets of advice for business owners out there. If you were to choose just one to give people starting up moving forward, it would be what?
Keep going. Keep going. I mean, I don't want to get too granular in it, but just keep going. That sometimes you might have to, it's a buzzword, but you might have to pivot or change your idea slightly, but just keep going. Just keep trying to do what you're doing, and understand. What we try and do a lot is understand our customer, but there's so many different businesses that are out there. But I would always say just keep going, don't give up. I'm a firm believer that businesses don't fail, founders give up. And I've always been on, I've always wanted to just keep going with Olivia and have done, and hit, been tripped up and heard a million no's and felt like absolute crap sometimes. But you just got to keep going, because if it's something that you really want to do, then you'll do it, whether it's going to be that initial idea or whether it's going to evolve into something else.
Yeah.
But if you keep going, you're going to have a business at the end of the day. No doubt.
Nice advice, and you're living proof of that. So we wish you well, David. I hope to see Olivia mainstream sometime soon.
Thank you.
Good on you. Thank you.
Cheers, Yvonne.